Did you know Japan has more centenarians per capita than anywhere else in the world? Over 90,000 people in Japan are living past the age of 100, and every year that number climbs higher. These aren't just fragile elders hidden away in nursing homes. Many of them are still walking to the market, tending their gardens, even practicing traditional arts well past their 80s and 90s. Meanwhile, in the West, we spend billions of dollars chasing longevity. Expensive gym memberships, the latest supplements, trendy diets that promise to reverse aging. Yet despite all of that, very few Americans or Europeans ever reach 100, and those who do often struggle with poor health in their final years. So why are Japanese seniors not only living longer, but living better? For decades, scientists assumed the answer had to be genetics or diet. After all, the Japanese diet is famously rich in vegetables, fish, and fermented foods, but then came a discovery that shook the medical world. When researchers from Harvard Medical School followed Japanese elders for 5 years, they found that diet and genetics weren't the whole story. Something far simpler and more surprising was at play. The real secret was hiding in 6 daily movements, not exercises, not workouts, just movements so ordinary and effortless that Western doctors initially laughed them off as insignificant. But when researchers dug deeper, using brain scans, blood markers, and long-term health data, they found something astonishing. Seniors who performed these movements every day had 40% less cognitive decline, dramatically better balance, more flexible joints, and even stronger cardiovascular health. In fact, one of these movements alone was linked to adding 7 extra years of life expectancy. Before we dive into these 6 powerful practices, take a moment right now to comment your age and where you're watching from. We love hearing your stories, and we reply to every single one. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next video filled with science-backed senior health secrets. What you're about to see are the exact movements Japanese elders have quietly woven into their daily lives for generations. They don't require gyms, equipment, or even much time, but they've kept entire communities healthier and sharper decades longer than in the West. And now, you'll finally see what they are. Starting with the simplest, yet most underestimated foundation of them all. Let's begin with something that looks almost too simple to matter: slow walking, or sampo. At first glance, it seems like nothing more than a leisurely stroll. But Japanese elders treat it like daily medicine, and science now shows why. Unlike Western power walking, sampo is intentionally slow, about half your normal speed. The key is the rhythm. Inhale for 2 steps, hold for 2, exhale for 4. This creates a breathing pattern that syncs your heart, lungs, and nervous system. It's not just walking. It's a form of moving meditation that stabilizes blood pressure, improves circulation, and even calms the brain. A 2019 Kyoto University study followed 3,000 seniors for 10 years. Those who practiced sampo daily had 62% less arterial stiffness than the control group. Their blood pressure dropped by an average of 12 points, and their balance improved dramatically. In fact, Western seniors who adopted sampo for just 8 weeks were able to stand on one leg 45 seconds longer than before. That's the difference between catching yourself from a fall and landing in the hospital. But here's the fascinating part: by walking slowly and letting the entire foot roll from heel to toe, you activate all 33 joints in each foot. This sends signals to the brain that sharpen balance and spatial awareness. That's why Stanford researchers called sampo one of the most overlooked aspects of longevity. If you want to try it yourself, start small. Focus on your breathing rhythm: in for 2 steps, hold for 2, out for 4. Keep your eyes fixed about 6 feet ahead. Avoid treadmills. They interrupt the natural motion. Instead, choose varied terrain. A study from the University of Tokyo showed that seniors who walked on grass and dirt had 20% better joint mobility than those limited to concrete sidewalks. Start with just 10 minutes and slowly work up to 30. The magic isn't in speed, but in consistency. And when done daily, this simple stroll can quietly transform your cardiovascular health, your balance, and even your peace of mind. But the Japanese don't stop at walking. In fact, their next daily ritual looks even stranger to outsiders, yet nearly the entire country participates in it every single morning. And it may hold the key to flexibility well into your 80s. Walk through any Japanese park or garden, and you'll notice something unusual. Elders in their 70s, even their 80s, casually resting in a deep squat position, heels flat on the ground, back upright, chatting with friends or tending to plants. They can stay there comfortably for 20 to 30 minutes. Meanwhile, most Western adults over 60 struggle to hold this position for even 10 seconds. This isn't just flexibility. It's a fundamental human position we've lost in chair-sitting cultures. For Japanese seniors, it's a daily habit woven into life, while waiting for buses, gardening, or simply relaxing. And the benefits are extraordinary. A groundbreaking study from the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology followed 5,000 seniors for 12 years. Those who could squat for at least 2 minutes had a 70% lower risk of needing assisted living. On average, they maintained independence 9 years longer than those who couldn't. That's almost an extra decade of freedom, simply from keeping this natural ability alive. Here's why it matters so much. The deep squat position opens the hips to their full range of motion, preventing the stiff, shuffling gait that traps so many elders. It maintains ankle mobility, essential for balance. It strengthens the pelvic floor, supporting bladder control, and it decompresses the spine, allowing vital nutrients to flow back into the discs between vertebrae. In cultures where squatting is normal, hip replacement surgeries are 80% less common, and chronic lower back pain drops by 60%. If you want to reclaim this skill, start gently. Place your back against a wall for support, feet shoulder-width apart, toes slightly outward. Lower yourself slowly, letting your knees track over your toes. Can't keep heels flat? Place a rolled towel beneath them until your flexibility improves. In the beginning, aim for just 30 seconds at a time. With practice, you'll build up. The secret is frequency over duration. 5 one-minute squats spread throughout the day do more good than forcing a single long hold. And here's the best part. It doesn't need to be exercise. Use the squat while picking up something from the floor, tying shoes, or playing with grandchildren. Each time you do, you're reinforcing mobility that could keep you independent years longer. But the Japanese don't just strengthen their legs and hips. Their next daily movement is so effective, doctors in Japan actually prescribe it like medication, and the results are jaw-dropping. Imagine walking into a doctor's office and instead of prescribing pills, your physician simply says, "Stand on one leg for 1 minute, twice a day." That might sound absurd in the West, but in Japan, it's a standard medical recommendation for seniors over 60. In fact, it's so well recognized that health insurance covers it. Why? Because the data is overwhelming. A Fukuoka University study tracked 12,000 adults for 15 years. Those who practiced one-leg balance daily had 68% fewer hip fractures and 75% fewer falls requiring hospitalization. Even more surprising, brain scans revealed these simple sessions increased gray matter in the motor cortex and cerebellum, the exact regions responsible for coordination, balance, and reaction speed. Here's what makes it so powerful. Standing on one leg forces your body to make thousands of micro-adjustments per minute. These small corrections train not just your muscles, but your entire nervous system. Sensors in your joints fire rapidly, your inner ear sharpens its responses, and your brain integrates visual, spatial, and balance information at lightning speed. It's like a full-body tune-up, disguised as a posture. The protocol is simple. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair for safety. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground. Focus on a fixed point about 10 feet away. Breathe normally and aim for 30 seconds per side. Switch legs and repeat. Once that feels easy, close your eyes. Removing vision forces your other balance systems to work harder. As you progress, try standing on a folded towel or slowly turning your head while balancing. Each variation rewires the brain and strengthens the body. What's remarkable is how seamlessly Japanese elders integrate this into life. Many practice balance while brushing their teeth. 2 minutes, twice a day, and the habit is locked in. Over time, they build a level of stability most Western seniors never achieve. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic went so far as to say that one-leg balance time is a better predictor of longevity than blood pressure or cholesterol. Seniors who can hold the position for at least 30 seconds have mortality rates similar to people 10 years younger. And this daily practice is just the beginning. Because in Japan, staying young doesn't stop with balance. Their next habit might be the most surprising of all, a movement so ordinary that most people overlook it. Yet, it rewires both the body and the brain in ways Western science is only beginning to understand. Here's something most people in the West never even think about: getting up and down from the floor. In Japan, it's not just an occasional movement, it's a daily ritual. Seniors over 70 often transition from standing to sitting on the floor and back up again 20 times a day or more. They eat meals on the floor, enjoy tea, watch television, and socialize in this position. Why does that matter? Because each transition is a complex full-body movement that demands strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination all at once. And studies show it may be one of the strongest predictors of healthy aging. The University of Tsukuba tracked 10,000 seniors and compared those who regularly sat on the floor with those who only used chairs. The difference was staggering. Floor sitters had 40% more lower body strength, 50% better hip flexibility, and higher independence scores well into their 90s. But here's the real surprise: their cognitive test results were, on average, 15% higher. The reason? Transitions aren't just physical. They require sequential planning. You must coordinate balance, time your strength output, and navigate your body in space. This lights up the prefrontal cortex, the brain's command center for memory, focus, and problem-solving. In other words, sitting on the floor isn't just exercise, it's a daily brain workout. The traditional method begins with standing feet together. You lower one knee to the ground, then the other, settling back into a kneeling position known as seiza. From here, you can shift into cross-legged, side-sitting, or other floor postures. To rise, you reverse the process. Step forward into a lunge, press through the leg, and stand. It may sound simple, but it challenges nearly every system in the body. If you're not used to it, start gently. Use a low stool or ottoman as an intermediate step. Lower yourself halfway. Place your hands for support, then return to standing. Over time, reduce the assistance until you can transition smoothly without help. Practicing on a soft carpet or yoga mat can reduce pressure on the knees. Researchers in Brazil even found that the ability to rise from the floor without using hands predicted an extra 6 years of life expectancy compared to those who couldn't. Think about that. 6 years of independence from something as basic as how you sit. And while this movement strengthens the body and sharpens the mind, the Japanese still have one more secret up their sleeve. A ritual so deceptively simple, it involves nothing more than a towel. Yet studies show it may be the single most powerful movement for longevity ever discovered. Now we arrive at the movement Japanese centenarians themselves credit more than any other for their vitality. It's not a workout. It doesn't require a gym. All you need is a simple hand towel. And yet, this humble practice has stunned researchers with its effects on both the body and the brain. It's called the towel twist, or ten-yugwai hibiki. At first glance, it looks too simple. Hold a towel in front of you, pull it tight, and slowly twist your torso side to side.
But the science behind it is extraordinary.
When researchers at Taku University attached electrodes to participants, they found muscle activation in places they didn't even expect. Deep spinal stabilizers, small intrinsic foot muscles, even facial muscles. No other single movement triggered such widespread engagement. And then came the long-term data. A 20-year study of 15,000 Japanese seniors revealed that those who practiced the towel twist for just 2 minutes a day lived an average of 7 years longer. Their grip strength, the single best predictor of independence in old age, stayed above the danger threshold until around age 92. Their bone density matched people 20 years younger. And perhaps most stunning of all, brain scans showed enhanced communication between the left and right hemispheres, lowering dementia risk and improving memory. The technique itself is simple but precise. Roll up a towel and hold it horizontally at shoulder height. Hands about 18 inches apart. Create constant tension by pulling outward, as though trying to rip the towel in half. Now, keeping the hips facing forward, rotate your torso slowly to one side, hold for 3 seconds, then return to center and rotate to the other side. Inhale as you return to center, exhale as you twist. That breathing rhythm engages the vagus nerve, reducing inflammation and calming the nervous system. The beauty of this movement is that it's scalable. Beginners can keep the twist small and gentle. Advanced practitioners generate more tension and rotate deeper. Some even perform variations while sitting or lying down. Regardless of form, the constant tension and controlled breathing flood the body with myokines, anti-inflammatory proteins secreted by muscles. These myokines don't just protect against disease, they stimulate the growth of new brain cells. Japanese elders typically practice the towel twist twice daily, once upon waking to activate the nervous system and again before bed to promote recovery and restful sleep. Just 1 minute in the morning and 1 at night provides measurable benefits. Think about it. No gym, no expensive equipment, no complicated choreography, just a towel, a few minutes, and the willingness to stay consistent. And yet this one movement influences every system in the body, from muscle strength to brain health, more profoundly than hours of conventional exercise. But the towel twist is not a standalone miracle. It's the crown jewel in a complete system of 6 movements, a system the Japanese have quietly practiced for generations. And when you put them together, the results redefine what it means to age. So what do these 6 movements really tell us? That the revolution in longevity doesn't come from expensive gyms, extreme diets, or miracle supplements. It comes from simple daily habits the Japanese have woven seamlessly into their lives. 6 practices that don't feel like exercise at all, yet protect joints, sharpen the brain, and keep the body mobile decades longer than most Westerners ever imagined possible. Think about it: slow walking to calm the heart and synchronize the breath. Gentle radio stretches to lubricate every joint. Deep squats to preserve hip and spine health. One-leg balance to keep reflexes sharp and prevent life-changing falls. Floor-sitting transitions to strengthen both body and mind. And finally, the towel twist, a tiny ritual with the power to rewire the brain and add years of independence. Together, they form a complete system of human maintenance, a way of aging gracefully instead of fighting desperately against it. Western culture often treats aging as a disease to battle, but the Japanese approach it as a process to navigate with wisdom and consistency. That's why their elders don't just live longer, they live better, and the choice is now in your hands. You don't need to master all 6 overnight. Start with 1, add another next week. Build slowly, and before you realize it, you'll have integrated a lifestyle that supports not just longevity, but vitality. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these movements do you think would make the biggest difference in your life right now? Have you ever tried slow walking, deep squats, or even the towel twist? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our upcoming videos, where we uncover even more science-backed secrets to aging well. Because in the end, the Japanese have shown us the path. The science has confirmed it. The only question is whether you'll take the first step today or wait until tomorrow.